Hi, welcome to Bulgaria, and I'm here in Sofia, Bulgaria's bustling capital. We're going to go a little bit on a walking tour through the city. Hi, and welcome to Sofia, Bulgaria, one of the great European cities for travel. In this Bulgaria 4K video, I will show you the 25 best places to see in Sofia, Bulgaria. This trip was my first time in Sofia, and I was blown away by the many great places in Sofia. Bulgaria's capital city is a truly historic city in Southeastern Europe, and one can easily explore it by foot. If you enjoy a good walk through the streets of Eastern Europe, I have put together a great walking tour that will cover the most important things to see in Sofia. So if you are wondering what to see in Sofia and how to best visit Sofia, this video is for you. I will cover some of the best churches to see in Eastern Europe, amazing historic monuments, including a metro station that feels like a museum, mosques, markets, galleries, and much more. Stick around to the end for some amazing places that are off the beaten path, and a tip for a fantastic local traditional restaurant serving the best Bulgarian food. Here's a map of the walking tour through Sofia city center for easy reference. This 4K travel video has chapters, so feel free to jump to the places you find most interesting. But let's get started with our tour of the 25 best places to see in Sofia, Bulgaria. I'm starting my tour at the monumental National Palace of Culture. Established in 1981 as part of the state of Bulgaria's 1300th birthday celebrations, the National Palace of Culture lies in the heart of the city center and is a striking communist-era building. The hexagonal concrete building houses hundreds of shows and exhibitions every year, and the surrounding gardens are really beautiful. A specialty of Sofia are the many basement shops you will find all across the city. I have never seen anything like it. These half-subterranean shops are the Bulgarian version of kiosks, where the merchandise is offered through a basement window. It's an economic and space-saving way to fit more store real estate into a building. Just opposite the National Palace of Culture, I'm making my way to Vitosha Boulevard. It's the heart of Sofia's pedestrian zone, and even if you're not into shopping, it's a great street to just stroll through. In addition to the numerous national and international brand stores, Vitosha Boulevard also features cool restaurants and cafes that invite for a nice rest. When you're here, also check out the elegant Art Nouveau style lampposts, benches and kiosks that recall the early years of the Bulgarian revival. At the end of Vitosha Street, cross a large square and you will see the statue of Saint Sophia, which is one of the major symbols of the city. It is located in the center of Sofia, just above the Serdica metro station. I found it to be particularly beautiful to look at during sunset. Check it out. Speaking of Serdica metro station, this is the next stop of my tour. Sofia used to be called Serdica in Roman times, and the metro station must be the most historical metro station of the world. To me, it actually feels more like a museum than a metro station. Dozens of impressive excavations make this place a must-see stop of any tour through Sofia. And the best thing, the entrance is completely free. It's really interesting. I'm here in Serdica, which is a Roman settlement that has been excavated when they built a new metro station about 10 years ago, and they found a huge complex of Roman settlement, Serdica, 9,000 square meters of building complexes, and all of that can you still visit it now. Just around Serdica metro station, you will find another really unique ensemble of buildings called the Square of Religious Tolerance. An Eastern Orthodox church, a Catholic church, a Muslim mosque, and a Jewish synagogue stand almost side by side, showcasing the religious diversity and tolerance of Bulgaria. Let's first check out the Russian Orthodox Cathedral Church Sveta Nedelya, a somewhat unassuming church from the 10th century, but it is absolutely beautiful from the inside. Check this out. A short walk further down Boulevard Maria Luisa, you will get to Banya Bashi Mosque, the only mosque still standing in Sofia today. It was designed and built by Ottoman architect Mimar Sinan in 1576. He's considered to be one of the best architects in history. Entrance is free for visitors, and the beautiful interior with the intricate tiles make the mosque a must-see for me. While being a historic monument, the mosque is also an active place of worship, which can fit up to 700 worshippers. Just across the street from Banya Bashi Mosque, you will get to the Sofya Synagogue. Sofia Synagogue is the third largest synagogue in Europe, which is open to visitors for a small fee of 5 lev, a bit less than $3. It was built for Sofia's Sephardic Jewish population in 1909, and more than 1,000 people can fit inside this beautiful building designed in the Moorish revival style. Next to the synagogue, make sure to check out the Central Market Hall. Located in a beautiful historic building, this indoor market offers a decent array of food stalls selling baked products, sandwiches, meats, cheese, biscuits, nuts, fresh produce, souvenirs, clothing and handicrafts. It reminded me a bit of the Central Market Hall in Budapest, which I covered in my Budapest video, although it is not quite as large and impressive. Some of the stalls were unfortunately closed when I was there, but the market is nevertheless a nice spot for a quick stopover to get some local snacks. I'm here already a little bit late in the afternoon, so it's not that busy, but some of the stores are still open. Check it out. Crossing Boulevard Maria Luisa again, one can already see the breathtakingly beautiful architecture of the central mineral baths, which are just located behind Banya Bashi Mosque. While the building doesn't function as the public mineral bath any longer and now houses the Regional History Museum, it still oozes the charm of an early 1900s public bath. It is one of the most photographed buildings of Sofia and definitely a must-see of any Sofia visit. The Neo-Byzantine-style building sits on top of large natural springs and replaced an Ottoman-era hammam, which in turn replaced a Roman-era mineral bath. Today, locals still come here to enjoy the beautiful park and to fill their bottles with fresh and free mineral water. Let's head over to the heart of ancient Serdica and the oldest building in modern Sofia, the St. George's Rotunda Church. This red brick church was built all the way back in the 1300s, and it is a miracle that this building has survived for such a long time. Check out the detailed medieval frescoes that had been painted over by the Ottomans when the church was converted into a mosque in the 1600s. Just behind the Rotunda Church, you see the backside of Bulgaria's presidential palace. Walk through the doorway and you can witness the changing of the guards, which takes place every hour, 5 minutes before the hour. Personally, I found it impressive how accessible the president's office is to the public. I'm not sure whether Elton John had Sofia in mind when he sang about the yellow brick road, but I'm definitely walking on a yellow brick road right now, and there's actually a story to these bricks which have been purchased quite expensively by the government at the time, and I understand they were embarrassed about the costs and told their citizens that it's a gift by, I think, the Hungarian Austrian Empire, which was not the case. But in any case, now you have all over Sofia, at least here in the center, parts of it, those yellow bricks. Pretty nice. Let's head over to the city garden, a large central park with lots of greenery, sculptures, fountains and benches that invite for a rest underneath the large trees that provide some welcome shade against the summer sun. The park is also a great place to hang out in the evening. Right next to the park, the Sofia City Art Gallery invites to some eclectic modern art exhibitions of mostly Bulgarian modern and contemporary art. The ground floor showcases classical and pre-1970s Bulgarian artists, and on the second floor the contemporary works are on display. Entrance is 4 Bulgarian lev, which is a bit over $2. Behind the art gallery, on the southeastern end of the city garden, one cannot overlook the beautiful Ivan Vazov National Theatre, one of Sofia's most stunning pieces of architecture. The theatre is named after the Bulgarian poet Ivan Vazov, one of the fathers of Bulgarian revolutionary poetry. I didn't watch a play here, as I would not be able to understand any performance due to my lacking Bulgarian language skills, but nevertheless I enjoyed the beautiful facade. Number 16. National Art Gallery. On the northern end of City Garden lies yet another major cultural institution of Sofia, the National Art Gallery. The gallery is located in the former royal palace of Bulgaria and houses over 15,000 pieces of Bulgarian art. Opened in 1941 and remodeled after design of Bulgaria's first female architect, Victoria Angelova, the building now houses 2 museums, an art gallery and an ethnographic museum. We're going to continue our walking tour. Next to the National Art Gallery, you will find one of Sofia's most beautiful churches, the fairy tale-like St. Nicholas Church. This Russian church features 5 golden domes and is located in a beautiful small park. I found the exterior more impressive than the interior, but it's still well worth taking a look inside. Next to St. Nicholas Church, you will get to a small park that features the monument of Bulgarian volunteers, which commemorates the Bulgarian volunteer units who fought with the Russian army against Ottoman Turkey in the Bulgarian Liberation War of 1877-78. Opposite the park, another small park called Chrystal Garden showcased the unique Stefan Stambolov monument, which was erected in honor of the prominent revolutionary, activist and politician who was amongst the founders of Bulgaria's economic and cultural rise in the decades leading up to the Balkan Wars. We are slowly making our way to the Nevski Cathedral, one of the major highlights of any visit to Sofia. But before we get there, here's another stopover that is worth seeing. The famous lion sculpture, which is part of the monument of the unknown soldier just behind. The lion makes for a great souvenir picture of Sofia. The monument is also called Eternal Flame and commemorates the liberation of Bulgaria during the Russian-Turkish War of 1877-78. Now we are practically standing in front of the majestic Nevski Cathedral. Built between 1882 and 1912 to honor the Russian participation in Bulgaria's independence, this awe-inspiring cathedral is one of the largest Orthodox churches in the world and the second largest in the Balkan region, just after the St. Sava Church, which I cover in my comprehensive video guide in Belgrade, Serbia. The scale of this building will blow you away. St. Alexander Nevsky has room for 10,000 people and looks particularly beautiful from the outside. I found the inside a bit somber, especially compared to St. Sava, which is much lighter, but it's nevertheless definitely worth visiting. Check this out. Just behind Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, we passed the National Assembly, which is housed in a beautiful historic building. But many Bulgarians see it as a symbol of corruption and political oppression. Some told me that it's the most despised place in Bulgaria. In front of the National Assembly building, you will see the impressive monument to the Tsar liberator, which was erected in honor of Russian Emperor Alexander II, who liberated Bulgaria from Ottoman rule during the Russian-Turkish War of 1877-78. Walking past the Liberator Tsar Square and Hotel Intercontinental, we enter the area of Tsar Ivan Shishman Street, an eclectic area where you can find some impressive graffiti street art and murals and explore many of the city's urban galleries. My next destination on my Sofia trip is a snail house, a house that has the shape of a snail. We'll check that out. For our next stop, it will be useful to have a car, although it is also reachable via public transport. Situated in a residential area outside the city center and not on major tourist maps, check out the Snail House. This house is a truly unique architectural oddity, which is unlike anything I've ever seen as a design of a residential building. Have a look at this. It's one of the most bizarre buildings I've ever seen, and it does have a snail appearance. It's so funny, very colorful. The facade is made out of metal, just screwed together here. Details here. There's a small track of snails in the sidewalk with little plants and flower pots in them. Very cool. So I'm on my way to one of the more unusual sites of Sofia. It's actually a little bit outside of Sofia, about a 20-minute drive from the city center. And I'm going to the Bell Monument. Let's check it out. So I made it to the Bells Monument, and I'm the only one here with lots of bells. There are 133 bells. This monument was established in 1979 as part of a United Nations conference for the Year of the Child, and many children from all over the world participated in that event, and there have been 4 events like that in Sofia over the years, and they built this wonderful monument. And you can check out all those bells. That's loud. The oldest bell here dates from the 9th century. Super loud. This is probably the most interactive monument I've ever been to. It's really fun to ring all those bells, and I could imagine that if I wasn't alone here and there would be many of these bells ringing, it would be kind of cool. I assume it's a little bit more busy during the weekends because this monument is actually in a nice park, and I could imagine it's a nice getaway for people living in Sofia. Very, very nice monument. So I highly recommend you get out here if you come to Sofia. After all these visits, let's have dinner at one of the many amazing Bulgarian restaurants. I recommend a visit to the rustic Monastirska Marganica traditional restaurant. The restaurant features traditional dishes from Bulgarian monasteries in a relaxed and warm ambience. Make sure to try the mixed appetizer and your preferred selection of meat dish. The lamb roast is delicious, but they also have quite a selection of game meat. I had some spectacular rabbit stew here. So here we go. These were my top 25 recommendations for your next visit to Sofia. I hope you found the Sofia 4K video useful and inspired you to visit this beautiful city to see in Eastern Europe. If you did, please also check out my other videos on beautiful Bulgaria and many other amazing travel destinations. Give this video a like and leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you have not done so yet, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to get updates on my weekly travel videos. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have a good one. Bye bye.